Hello, my loves. Today we are doing an unboxing. I'm pretty sure this is what we're unboxing. But we're doing an unboxing of the newest deck from the creatrix of the Hollar Moon Mountain Oracle and the Back in the Hollar Oracle. You guys know how much I have loved her decks and the experience of unboxing them because she very, very powerfully, lovingly, and creatively boxes each deck that you purchase, specifically, intuitively for each individual. So you have a very unique experience that no one else has when you unbox any of her decks. And she didn't really tell me that it was coming, but I'm pretty sure this is what we're unboxing because I did a little peek and then I was like, no, I'm going to wait. I'm going to unbox the whole thing with you guys. I'm very excited about this. I've been really excited to watch her process of creating this deck. So in the link, in the description box down below, I'm going to put the link to the deck itself on the words today. I'm sorry, guys, on the Shop in the Hollar Etsy shop. And you'll have that link there. You will also have the link to the artist's Instagram page, her beautiful Instagram page, and you get to watch her creative process as she makes everything. She shares really just beautiful, impactful aspects of daily life as a witch. I would use the word witch. I hope that's okay with her. As a practitioner, as a being on her path. And you also get to witness her creative process. And I've been very, very excited about this one. So if it's the one I think it is, which we're going to unbox it and make sure, but then I'll go over price and what to expect from the deck based on the description on her page, on her Etsy shop for this offering. But here we go. Yeah, see, I saw this and I was like, okay, we're not going to unbox the rest of it until I've hit record so you can actually experience it with me. Because the other two decks that I have of hers, I've unboxed separately first and then done a little walkthrough with you guys. But so this is how mine comes. So like I said, each box, she doesn't like buy a bunch of generic things and then package each the same. She actually finds vintage items, things in the woods and the forest that she's gathered and collected. And as you can tell by her name, she's in Appalachia, and there's just something really, I always say that her work reminds me of the magic of my grandmother, which is something very, very, very precious to me. And I really always feel that in what she crafts and creates. And I end up working with whatever she has boxed the deck with in my own magical practice as well. So we're starting with this for mine. If you know me, you know that I love natural found stones. Oh, there's this beautiful branch which I'll be able to use in my own magical workings. And then this, when I saw this, oh, tree magic is very, very special. Oh, and then there's this beautiful, this is so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, and there's old newspaper in the bottom with a recipe. Look at that. Oh my God, this is amazing. Okay, hold on. Sorry, guys. So the inside is black. And then there's this beautiful, is this crocheted or knit? I'm so bad with that. And this lovely little found pendant. So this is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm so excited about this. I have been like waiting with bated breath, trying to contain myself. So this is a beautiful deck holder, and then it opens up like this. Yes, and the deck is inside. All right, it is. I'm so excited. Okay, so here we go. This is let me make sure I get the title right, the Dark Hollar deck. Now, as I said, I will make sure that I put the link in the description box. I will take you right there. And let me tell you what you're looking at. Price point wise, you're looking at $111. It's a 78 card tarot deck with her own black and white photography and hand-drawn sigil inspired by hex signs and quilt symbology. Oh, I'm sorry. She is neither tarot nor oracle. She is simply Dark Hollar. So please forgive me. This is not a tarot deck. It is neither tarot or oracle. It is its own creation. This is the sigil that she crafted in honor of hex signs and quilt symbology. So it says, in the beginning, she had her own idea of what she wanted Dark Hollar to be, hence the 78 card count, but she gave in to the deck itself, and now it is an oracle deck, but there are no words. So you're trusting your own intuition, you're trusting the experience with her, and you're letting it take you where she will. So there isn't a guidebook. There's no keywords like, you guys can tell how much I love her decks because I have the Hollar Moon Mountain Oracle on my Venus, my altar to Venus. And so this one does have a keyword with each image. This deck will not. So it is not tarot, it's not oracle, it's its own being. And you're meant to work with it completely intuitively on your own. If you're someone who's looking to explore folk magic, if you're someone who wants to really work with the earth element and with nature, any of the decks by Shoppe and the Hollar are going to get you there, but I have a feeling this one will particularly so. And I was so excited to finally get a chance to unbox this that I forgot to bring my little seam ripper. There we go. Okay. I don't damage the deck or my nails, and my nail tech will be very upset at me. Yeah, I need to do a video on what's on my altar to Venus because this is a little bit more of a public altar. She knows she's being recorded. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh yeah, so it's that nice linen cardstock that the other decks have. And I'm so in my other decks came with quilt pieces, which again, it's a reference to my great-grandmother for me. But this is nice because I'll actually be able to travel with this, and I have some places I'd like to bring this deck. I can tell you that right now. So I'm gonna put that right there. Okay, here we go. Let's get into the deck itself. The card back is this really nice, like black into grayscale, and then there's that sigil. Oh. Do I have it upside down? I think I do. I do. Okay. This, I love photography like this. I know it's like you either like it or you don't, but I really love photography like this. It really gets my own intuition and my creative juices flowing. Okay, so I already know how I want to work with this. Very similar to how I work with the Cave of Sybil Oracle. I think this will be a one-card pull, meditative ritual working, a lot of journaling off of the one card, and that it's really informing my own personal journey. Oh, I love that. So this is a very, oh man. This just reminds me a lot of my childhood. Yep, emotional. Feelings. Yeah, this is going to be a very personal deck for me, and it's going to be very much based in silence and ritual practice. And very much like the Cave of Sybil Oracle, I can see how I will be pulling one card, meditating with it over a night cycle where I'll bring ritual in, and then journaling on what the goddess reveals to me through this imagery. I very much feel Bone Mother. I feel Pachamama, I feel crone energy, and I feel earth element with this. It's very much indicative of folk magic and of daily lived practice. And there is a silence to her. I love that there are no card titles. So let's say that you are looking at the imagery and you're drawn to this, but you're like, I don't feel called to use it the same way you do, Racine. How could I use it in actual reading? So I have a video on the channel talking about how you can create your own system with a deck if you don't jive with the given meanings in a guidebook, or if you're not going to be called to work with a deck in the way that, let's say, the artist had intended it to be, but you know you're going to use it, but you're going to use it in a different way. I have a video on that. I'll try to remember to put that in the description box as well. but I break down there how you can create your own system using a journal that's separate just for that deck, and really create your own intuitive system to work with the deck as an oracle deck. This is an example of that. So you could get a separate journal, and for each of the cards, you could write your own guidebook meanings. Now, how do you do that? By looking at the image and sitting with it, and then tapping into your intuition, what comes up for you, writing down those associations for yourself. And then you will find over time, you build more depth to the meanings, right? So this deck is just so indicative of rural American life and the magic that you find in daily items, in walks in the woods. Yeah, in family celebrations. Oh my gosh, this is making me so emotional. Because these are moments that have been little snapshots of things that were sacred to me in my daily life. And you can really feel that here. As always, in any of the decks by this artist, you feel the love and the reverence and the authenticity, and that she's really been with this deck and worked with it herself. I would be happy to do some videos on how to work with this deck if you're feeling a little bit nervous about stepping into the connection. Oh my God, I love it. Oh, who doesn't? If you haven't grown up out in the woods, this image, let me just tell you, this is a part of being a kid out in the woods. The clotheslines with the clothes hanger clips. And I just have so many memories of my brother and I playing with the clothesline and breaking it and getting in trouble. These kids. But always such a magical space in the yard. Always in the backyard. It was always in the backyard for me growing up. This is very indicative of rural life as well. Oh, I like this one. Cardstock is that really nice linen cardstock that all of her decks have had. And also the decks by Cara Small, her Persephone decks have this same similar linen cardstock. And I think the Sistine Tarot by Rose Bay Tarot as well had this similar cardstock, and I really like it. This is the Manga Tarot fork size comparison, so it's a typical tarot deck size. I love this image. Now, if you develop your own system with this deck, then you will really be able to use it very easily to clarify tarot as well. It will be a great clarifier for tarot for sure. Yep. My father always rolled his belt like that and left it on the kitchen counter at night. Isn't that funny? And there's so many things that could mean, because that could also be a dog collar. Again, it's going to be a very personal experience with the deck, because as you can see me moving through each image, I'm having my own personal memory bank activated. And this is going to inform how I work with it as an oracle system, right? So if you do choose to invest in this deck, I want you to when you're moving through the deck, move through it slowly, silently, as the creatrix encourages us to do. Just kind of be with the imagery. What comes up, jot down a few keywords. And then each time you pull from the deck and work with that card, jot down another few words. What comes up for you? What comes up for you when you clarify it with tarot? What comes up for you when you work ritual with the imagery? Oh my gosh, Vincent is going to love this one. He's obsessed with tornadoes right now. So it's a deck that's going to require an investment of your time and energy. But what's going to happen is you will be so connected to this deck, it will become a talisman. And it will become something that is very unique unto you. No one else will be able to pick up your deck and work with it the same way that you will. And I love that. I love the way that that feels when you've built that much of a relationship with an item, with a sacred tool. Oh, this one. So gorgeous. You know, it's a pilgrimage to craft a deck like this, because you've got to be out in the woods and out in the countryside and at the fair and at these places in order to take these photos. And so this deck is a journey. It's a journey deck. It's telling the story of a life. And if you allow yourself to connect with it, it can tell the story of your life back to you. And that's some pretty powerful magic. Sometimes that magic that isn't high art, but is the daily magic found in the dirt and the ball jars and walks in the woods and in the detritus of garbage and trash, right? It can seem like it's not that powerful, and yet in its own way, in its own simple expression, it can be more powerful than ritual that requires weeks of preparation and trance, right? It can feed us in a different way. Witchcraft like this feeds us in a different way. And it's a humble way, but no less efficacious than when we engage in the high art forms of witchcraft. Because there's something powerful about when your grandmother's in the kitchen cooking and throws some salt over her shoulder. I love this. Oh, I love this one. And it just is very indicative of childhood for me. Early memories. You know, what's interesting, I've been kind of reminiscing lately how different childhoods are now than even when I was growing up, and your parents would just toss you out the door and say, don't come back till dinner, and you'd be out in the woods, and kids don't really have that experience anymore. But something really magical happens in those places, those liminal times. And I think that all of Priscilla's decks speak to that, but this one especially feels liminal and in a place and a space within the in-between. So my first thoughts are that I have deep feeling with this deck. It's going to be very personal, and I know exactly, at least to start, how I want to work with her, which is a one-card draw drawn at night, worked within my own ritual practice, and then journaling with it the following day. I'm 100% certain that that is how I would like to work with this deck. But as we've been doing, let's draw a card together from this new deck as a way of getting to know her personality. So Let's see what message she would like to give our community. It's an invitation to explore underground. There may be something you've been avoiding doing for yourself, giving to yourself, exploring within yourself. And here's your clarion call to not avoid that anymore, but to go into that space, to give yourself that gift, to let yourself dive into those depths without a preconceived notion of what will be revealed to you within the void that is yourself. Powerful. This is going to be a powerful, magical deck. For me, it feels crone, it feels earth, it feels very Six of Cups, and I'm very excited to work with it. I'd like to thank the creatrix for gifting me this deck. She did send it to me free of charge for me. And I will be sharing how I work with this, and depending on what you guys have to say, I would be very interested in crafting a little mini workshop at the very least with this deck, because I think there's a lot that can be done with her. I love the fact that there are no titles. It's actually quite freeing. So let me know your thoughts in the description box, in the comments section down below. My God, I have description box on the brain. I will be sure to post the links I discussed earlier in the description box for you. Please go check out the artist's Instagram as well, because you can get a really lovely idea for her creative process. And be sure to check out her Etsy shop, and I will also post the separate website link for her website as well. I'm sending you guys, as always, oceans of love, and you know that I will, of course, see you in the next video. Take care.